Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing myself, Dr. Madhushmita Borthakur, Assistant Professor, Department of Applied Biology, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. Welcome you to this webinar on technology advancement in food packaging, jointly organized by Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, Mumbai, and University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. USTM, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, is a progressive, self-financed university in whole Northeast, bearing more than 5,000 students with 22 departments catered under various schools. The journey of the university started with one computer and four students by none other than Sri Mahbubul Haq, our Honorable Chancellor of the university. Our chief guest, Professor Dr. G.D. Sharma, Vice Chancellor, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, and Professor Dr. N.C. Saha, Founder Chairman, Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, have also arrived. Now we'll start our inaugural session. We are extremely happy that our university has signed MOU with Mumbai-based Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability to collaborate in research and skill development activities in the field of packaging and sustainability. You all will agree with me that today, packaging has become an important and an integral part in our daily life. In fact, we do touch, feel, and enjoy with beautiful packages in every moment of our life. Moreover, the importance of packaging has been further realized by us during this pandemic time, where all of us were very much concerned about the hygiene and the safe packaged food. May I make an announcement to all the participants that there is an applause button. The participants may kindly click the button and applause virtually. Now, I have a great pleasure to introduce Founder, Chairman, and Director, Packaging, Technology, Industry Relationship and Publication of Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, FIPS, shortly known as Professor N.C. Saha, who is an internationally acclaimed professional in the packaging science and technology with 33 years of rich experience. So has worked for 32 years, including of 10 years as a director and principal executive officer at Indian Institute of Packaging, India's premium institute in packaging under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. So holds masters in food technology from CFTIR Mysore and PhD in packaging material. So is an alumni of School of Packaging, Michigan State University, USA, and known for his accomplished in the field of food packaging with a patent of his credit. So is a fellow of Asian Productivity Organization. He was the Vice President of World Packaging Organization and Secretary General of Asian Packaging Federation. So he's an editor-in-chief for Journal of Packaging Technology and Research published by Springer. He is now Senior Technical Advisor, Indian Biomass Project by Embassy of the Royal Government of Netherlands. So is the Chairman of 5 sectional committees of Bureau of Indian Standard, Government of India. So has authored 2 books in food packaging for IGNOU and chapters on packaging of fragrance for FFDC, Government of India. May I now invite Professor N.C. Saha with a round of applause for his welcome, sir. We welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir, Professor N.C. Saha.
Thank you, Dr. Madhusmita. Very good afternoon, respected chief guest, Professor Dr. G.D. Sharma, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, Mrs. Anju Hajarika, the Registrar, USTM, Dr. A.H. Barboya, the Academic Registrar of USTM, the Advisor, Director Training, Director Research, Dr. Devuja Sharma, the Associate Professor, Head of Department of Applied Biology, Dr. Hussain, in charge Food Science, faculty members, students of USTM Meghalaya, the industry members, the academician, food technology, students from Mizoram University, and also from NERIS, the eminent packaging expert, Mr. S.K. Ray, the Honorary Secretary of ICP Mumbai, Mr. Kailash Murarka, the Chairman, Plastic Vision, All India Plastic Manufacturers Association, Mr. Rakesh Shah, the life coach, and ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to warmly welcome our chief guest, Professor G.D. Sharma, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, the University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, during this first webinar on technological advancement in food packaging, which is being organized jointly today with our foundation and the USTM. Sir, we are extremely thankful to you for your kind approval to sign this MOU with your institute, and today your kind presence as a chief guest to inaugurate this webinar despite of your busy schedule in the university. This clearly indicates about your personal interest on the subject of packaging and sustainability, which of course is the need of the hour of our country. In fact, this is the first webinar, as I already mentioned, that we have taken this initiative, but we expect that we'll have a many more skill development program with the USTM for the benefit of the students to upgrade their knowledge in the field of innovative packaging and sustainability. I also welcome our esteemed guests, students and faculty members from other collaborative government organizations, the Northeast Center for Technology Application and Research, NECTAR, the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, the National Institute of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise, NIMSME, Ministry of MSME, Hyderabad, the Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam, Kerala, the Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer, FITT of IIT Delhi, and Northeastern Regional Institute of Science and Technology, NERIST, Arunachal, who have provided their logo support and signed the MOU for collaborative research activities and educational program in the field of innovative packaging and sustainability. As you're aware that our Foundation for Innovative Packaging Sustainability has been launched virtually on 20th January 2021 at the hands of Professor M.M. Sharma, the Padma Vibhushan awardee, the distinguished eminent professor of eminence, in the gracious presence of two eminent personalities, Mr. Rajini Ranjan Rashmi, the retired IAS, the former Chief Secretary Manipur, and Dr. U. Venkatashulu, retired IAS, former Chief Secretary Tripura, who are also the mentors of our foundation. About 392 participants had registered to that event from a number of countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Switzerland, Germany, Netherlands, USA, and of course from India. Ladies and gentlemen, I, along with Dr. A.K. Ghosh, the Professor IIT Delhi, and Mr. M.K. Banerjee, the ex-director Innovation, SL Propec Limited, took this initiative to establish this foundation as a non-government, non-profit organization registered under Section 8(1) companies with the objective of packaging sustainability, translate the packaging research from laboratory to industry for commercialization. In other words, our foundation is the platform to make the linkage between academia and industry to promote packaging research, skill development, policy advocacy, and publication. Today, packaging is considered to be an integral part of our daily life. There are a number of packaging materials like the paper, paperboard, plastic films and laminates, tin plate container, glass container, composite container, and plastic containers are used for packaging application for the different consumer goods, including food, pharmaceutical, cosmetics, and automobiles and engineering products. Very interestingly, when you consider the consumption of packaging materials, it indicates that there are about 70% consumption of packaging materials for food products, including beverages, followed by 15% pharmaceutical, 5% cosmetics and toiletries, and the balance for other products. This indicates that packaging plays an important role to enhance the shelf life of food products. In addition, packaging also provides containment, protection, preservation, presentation, communication, advertising, and branding and sales promotion. Moreover, safety of packaging becomes one of the very important aspects, especially after pandemic. Everyone is very much concerned about the ready-to-eat food in a packaged condition, which should be hygienic and safe. Considering all these important aspects, this is our first initiative to organize this webinar on technological advancement in food packaging for the benefit of the students of food science, microbiology of USTM and other university to make them aware about the importance of this subject. I'm very happy to announce here that till now about 170 participants have registered, and hopefully they will be joining one by one for this webinar. Now, before I close, I will introduce the entire team members of our FIPS, and I'll request, this is our, yes, this is the 3 director as we have taken this initiative. Next slide. We have 2 mentors, Mr. Rajini Ranjan Rashmi, who is the former Chief Secretary Manipur, and Dr. U.R. Venkateshwar, the former Chief Secretary of Tripura. These 2 eminent personalities are mentors of the foundation. We also have 3 National Board of Advisors. Dr. Lakshmi Raghupati, the former Director of Ministry of Forest, Environment and Climate Change. Professor Pradyumna Vyas, the former Director of National Institute of Design. And Dr. Anil Wali, the Managing Director, Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer at IIT Delhi. We also have 2 international advisors. Mr. Safiullah Chaudhary, who is an advisor from BGAPMEA, Bangladesh, and past president of Asian Packaging Federation. Mr. Dharma Tilak Ratnayake, the advisor, the Packaging Development Center, Sri Lanka, and the past president of APF and Sri Lanka Institute of Packaging. And we have 3 thought leaders, Mr. Avijit Chaudhary from New York, USA, Mr. Tamil Manian Nagalingam, the Chennai, and Mr. Deepak Mehta Baroda, who is being handling the recycling machinery. In addition to that, we have a 4 chief consultant who has been working with us, and for everywhere, whatever the programs we are doing, who has been taking a lot of effort, even this webinar, these 4 chief consultants. We have Mr. Rahul Bhargav, the packaging innovation, Mr. Shailendra Singh from sustainability, Mr. Subhash Bhattacharya on training, and Mr. Deepak Manchanda in packaging design. All of them has put their experience in their expertise more than 30 years. With this, I once again welcome our chief guest, our registrar and academic registrar and faculty members. I also want to say about a few about that FIPS activities. The FIPS, which is Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, has got a 4 section: the skill development program, research and innovation, projects and entrepreneurship, publication and policy advocacy. So under skill development program, our wish is the collaborative training and education program, knowledge platform for industry and community, the awareness program, the bridging industry and the environment, upgrade the skill and knowledge for women and youth for the different communities, under the Skill India mission to make the self-reliant. Under research and innovation, our objective is to collaborate in research on packaging solution, research and development activity for new generation material and sustainability, supporting industry with innovative packaging technologies, package design service and solution, technology trans center, and the center of excellence. We also have a projects and entrepreneurship. Under that, we have a translational R&D. That's one of our largest activity, what we are thinking, from laboratory to the commercialization, where this foundation will act as a bridge or a linkage between the academy to the industry. The industrial projects on packaging of products, startup companies with the packaging design and development and sustainability, cutting edge technology for conversion of packaging waste into value-added product. And the 4th segment, we have publication and policy advocacy. The publication of research and conference document, report on regulatory compliance, product stewardship, report on framework for circular economy, publication and quality improvement report, integrated quality management process, design advocacy, and policy support. This is just to give a glimpse about what the FIPS has been involved in the various activities. For the details, you can always visit our website, the www.f-ips.org. With this, I once again welcome our chief guest, the registrar, academic registrar, faculty members, the students of the USTM and the other university to this webinar, and make this a grand success. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. We feel privileged to welcome you to our university, sir.
Thank you.
I have an honor now to introduce our chief guest, Professor Dr. G.D. Sharma, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. Professor Dr. Gauri Datta Sharma is an eminent academician who is a distinguished scientist of international repute and a visionary leader in the field of academician in both national and international level. Sir served as a Vice Chancellor in both prestigious state and the Central University for more than 20 years and have been awarded with many prestigious national and international awards. Sir has more than 7 research paper and a patent. Sir has published 13 books. He is in the editorial board of numbers of research journal. Sir is also the chairman of several quality of higher education committee by NAAC, Bangalore. Professor Sharma has been honored with numbers of awards, including of Swami Vivekananda Excellence Award by International Institute of Oriental in March 2019. It's my honor to request our chief guest to deliver the inaugural session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ms. Thakur. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. N.C. Sahai, Dr. Narayan Sahai, the founder, chairman, and director of Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, a very unique and very fast emerging area. And I must thank that he has accepted MOU with our university. So on behalf of University of Science Technology Meghalaya, I convey my gratefulness to all those associated personalities with the institute to allow us to work together and to have such a wonderful academic linkages. In fact, after this MOU signing on 20th January, in presence of our very well-known, internationally known Professor M.M. Sharma, who was also the president of National Academy, and he is well known all over the world. So that has given a boost to us, that our Department of Food Technology and Processing, as well as other departments which can help in entrepreneurship development, skill development to the students, can participate in this new area, which is emerging very fast, and it is which also helps in our preservation of the food products and also adding a sizable amount of the currency in our export-import areas. I am also thankful to all the directors, officers of the Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability, and also to select the topic, the advancement, technological advancement in food packaging. Because from very beginning, in a traditional method, people have been using their traditional knowledge for packaging. Natural product with natural packaging. But these packaging were having certain limitations of related to the microbial infection, limitations related to the transportation, to the safety of the product, longevity of the food material, also how to preserve for longer period, and also to give various other advertisement, as has been told Dr. Narayan Shah, that this packaging also help not only adding innovation and value addition, but also to bring publicity to the knowledge of the general people, as well as to give more scientific information. As we know that the main purpose of packaging is also to provide protection against certain microbes so that the food does not get spoiled due to their infection, because there have been many cases of mycotoxins and other things which were there due to not having proper packaging. And certain diseases have been caused in human beings or in other living organisms due to mishandling of packaging. So this area is emerging and growing very fast. And most of the things what we have seen, that even the future packaging which is in the pipeline is coming from the academic institutions abroad. We have been mostly the followers of this packaging. So in our this MOU, the research as well as the addition of value will bring a new area where we can become more self-dependent in creating some innovation in packaging. Because now packaging means that waste should not be created by packaging. Otherwise, when the packaging initiated by various industrialists, a lot of waste was produced, which also became a problem of recycling of that waste. So now the new areas are emerging that to avoid the waste, to also give more protection to the food material. And these ideas have also been taken now from natural product. The research is done by Harvard universities. I was going through the paper, the idea from apple, that how apple skin is protecting the food inside the apple. So can we also make use of such packaging that food is protected with a very thin layer of this protective layer, which may be made up of lignin and other things, which can also be consumed. So packaging which can also be consumed, which can also protect against the microbes, the packaging which can also work as a eatable. Along with the material, it can also be eaten. The packaging which can easily be dissolved so that no pollutants are added to the environment. So now new areas which will be emerging in future will be concerning about the saving to provide safety to the environment, to provide the longevity of the transportation of the food, to also provide food much safer for consumers. So I am sure that with the Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability and USTM will add not only the new value systems, but also provide to the new skilling of the students and faculty so that their job placement and also the acceptability of the foods as well as that how it can be made attractive to the consumers can be enhanced. So along with the skilling as well as value addition, it will create the new opportunities for the growth, particularly economical growth, and will save a lot of money, which will help to save the material, to develop the new material in Indian situation. Because in India, we are having a lot of variability in the environment condition, starting from a low temperature to high temperature. So how our packaging material can sustain this natural product. As we have seen in recent development of vaccine, the vaccine developed by Western countries needs more minus temperature to protect, to save it. Whereas our scientists have developed a material which can be preserved at a much less low temperature. So the transportation which is required, sophisticated transportation is not necessary. So these factors will also be taken into consideration while we think of developing new packaging strategy for Indian situation. So I am sure with the one of the our leading institutes where Dr. Shah, Dr. Ghosh, Dr. Banerjee and others are associated with this, with their such a large experience and exposure at international level, at national level, it will provide good opportunity, particularly for Northeastern students, where we have variety of food materials but because of not proper packaging material, they cannot be provided to other parts of the region, to other parts of the country, as well as we cannot make use of enhancing the part of the availability to other parts. So I am sure that our this webinar will also give an exposure and give the information by the experts who are going to speak, the new opportunities to the students, to the teachers, to moderate their syllabi, because we have now added that 40% courses can be added with the skill type of the courses. And they can also have the academic credit transfer. Some of these courses can be replaced with those institutes where we have signed the MOU. And therefore, we can create the academic bank of credit. And in this way, this academic bank of credit can be added to their degree and according to their choices, according to their interest and also relevance to the new areas, to the new demand, to the new market, the students can be prepared so that they will be more productive rather than only having the knowledge part. So knowledge plus application, these will be together now in our education system, which we have introduced from this year only. So I take this opportunity to thank each one of you, especially Dr. Narayan Saha, to be with us and his whole team, that we feel confident that with you, we will be able to not only launch this webinar, but in future to have more in physical form of the activity so that our people, our professors, they feel more confident and get the real knowledge, expertise knowledge, what we can say, and support to work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for all your encouragement. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind blessing, sir. May I now introduce Dr. A.H. Barbuyan, Academic Register of our university, for a proposed formal vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Madhusmita. I am extremely honored today to be offering the vote of thanks in this August webinar. It's really a great privilege for me or for the whole university to have such a distinguished scientist in the same panel. And the way Professor Saha and our Honorable Vice Chancellor and many other speakers and distinguished scientists, they are going to speak in several other occasions. I am extremely hopeful, I am extremely sure that these deliberations and these seminars is going to in developing knowledge as well as technology for innovation, for innovative packages, which is going towards the sustainability. I, on behalf of Honorable Sir and from the whole USTM family, I first of all extend my heartiest gratitude to Professor N.C. Saha for taking the whole initiative in such a short period of time. When I first received your mail, I am very sorry, sir, I could not immediately reply. I take up the matter immediately with our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir. And then sir immediately said that you go ahead. It's a very useful technology, and the foundation, especially the office, distinguished office bearer of your foundation, I have shared the whole information, your mail, with our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir. And sir has encouraged us to go ahead with the MOU as well as all other activities. And today we are very happy that we have successfully organized this webinar. This is the first initiative after the MOU we have signed. And as Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, in his speeches here, in his speech, he has said that we are going to have a lot of other activities in the physical form. Once we will get the opportunity, we will look forward to invite you and the whole distinguished team so that you can come physically and interact with our students and faculty members. I, on behalf of the whole USTM family, I extend my gratitude to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor G.D. Sharma sir, for enlightening us with his valuable words. We are really happy since the day of inception of the university. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, he was, although not physically present here, but he was a guide and mentor right from the foundation laying of the university. And as Dr. Madhusmita, during her inaugural, welcome note, she said that this university started with 1 computer and 4 students by none other than a visionary leader, Mr. Mehbubul Haq. He is a man who thinks always, ahead of time. So he started with 1 computer and 4 students the entire journey, and in a remarkably short period of time, we have got a network of splendid educational institutions, including this university in the entire northeastern region. And recently, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, he has joined physically, and he's joining in this university has really given a boost in the entire development, both in administration, academics, with all his experience of maybe more than 40-50 years of experience in teaching and academics. And as a vice chancellor, as Dr. Madhushmita has said, that sir has served in prestigious state and central universities, and he is into many highest level academic bodies of the country. And today, with all his experiences, sir is working day and night for the university, and sir is basically a man from research background. So I am very sure that with his experiences and with his mentorship and guidance, we have a very dynamic team of faculty members. We have more than 300 faculty members regular who are working for the teaching and research in these institutions. And I am very sure that with your MOU and collaboration, we will be also going ahead in creating new knowledge and development in the field of research, and we will be doing lot of activities which will go a long way in benefiting our students and faculty members. So I look forward to your continuous collaboration, and with we assure to extend all our support in all the future endeavors and initiative, so that we can work together, and we can contribute in the national building process. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I thank Dr. Madhushmita. I have seen Dr. Debaja is also there, and all the students and faculty members, they are joining in this webinar has made it really successful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Professor Shaha, and all the other distinguished members who have joined in the webinar. We sincerely extend our gratitude to all of you, and we sincerely invite you all on behalf of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, and Chancellor to please make it a point to physically come, encourage us, interact with our students and faculty members, and let us sit together and have a physical kind of interaction, so that we can really make an action plan for future. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Barvia. We are looking forward to go as early as possible physically to your
Please
institute.
do it. Yes, please do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll now start with I'm extremely sorry for the technical interruption. We'll proceed now. We'll proceed with our technical session. There are 4 technical sessions. The first technical session will be on the potential of packaging and the marketing of the food product from the Northeastern region. This session will be taken by Mr. Subhas Bhattacharjee. I have a pleasure to introduce Mr. Bhattacharjee, who was the former director, Neramet Limited, Minister of Donor Government of India. Sir is having 38 years of rich experience in marketing of processed food product. Sir is an alumni of CFTI Mysore, Kansas State University, USA, and a present consultant of CFTRI Northeastern Guwahati. Sir is the chief consultant at Foundation for Innovative Packaging and Sustainability. Over to you, sir. We welcome you, sir.
Good afternoon, dignitaries, other members who have attended this function, who are attending this function today. This webinar today, first session, we will be talking about the potential of packaging and marketing of food products from Northeastern region. Friends, all of you know about Northeastern region. The region today stands poised as a major growth area, given the tremendous availability of natural resources like fruits, vegetables, spices, medicinal plants, and whatnot. Moreover, with the proximity to the Southeast Asian markets, the region could emerge, why I'm using the word could emerge, as a major center of food processing and can command high price in domestic and export market. Next slide, please. It can really emerge as a major center of food processing and can command a high price in domestic and export market. Thus, the region is really a gold mine of opportunities. Only thing is that the region, as I just now told you, blessed with agro-horti bounties, fruits, vegetables are aplenty in this region. Above all, the clip is that we have a naturally organic producers having huge export potential in fresh as well as in the processed form. It can able to carve a niche in the organic market once the production and the present level of certification of the organic producers and its proper branding, packing and marketing is done in an organized manner with better technology, as you all know, supply chain management. Last word, 3 words, processing, packaging and branding. So probably the foundation can really come and help all our product producers of the Northeast in a better way. As all of you know, the commercial horticulture is focused primarily on fruit and vegetable processing, and the loss in the every stage of the supply chain, can be used properly. Processing and packaging can really bring a good result. What about the losses we find between the plate to various stages of value chain, sourced from the field till the end of the value chain? Basically, the losses happens due to poor handling, distribution, storage, and other consumption and purchase patterns. But all these can really go in a very big way to reduce in case we think of making it with a proper packaging. Opportunities in this sector is very high. Northeast fruits and vegetables, meat, poultry, dairy, marine products, grain, consumer food, all has got very good demand because in general, the people have a lot of money in the pocket. Only thing is that thing has to come in a very big way. That's why Pan India or even the imported products are having a good market in this part of the country. So if we really can do better with processing and value addition through packaging and branding, we can really bring up in a very big way the region. The value chain of, next slide please. The value chain of processed food, all of us know. The processed food, the farm input, then come farming, then again aggregation and marketing, processing, logistic in case of food, and then even go for retail things. All these stages require proper, 3 times I'm talking on this, the packaging. And that could not happen so far. And probably with this foundation working in the Northeast with 2-3 groups already having an MOU can really throw some light and really implementable things can come for the betterment of the region and to make it economical prosperity. Next slide, please. All of us know food processing, it really relates to business, and business means at the end of the day, you have to earn something, make some delta. So more raw material process, you can get more processing, more profit. But all this can happen through processing and packaging. And here comes fifth, today you have seen how our chairman has introduced the company and this foundation and told how best it can really articulate and give you the proper support. And it can also give turnkey consultancy in case any of the entrepreneurs or the students who are here presenting, they think of immediately starting with some startup and all that, we can give you complete support to take it forward. Then comes small example, how from potato you can make potato chips and packing and all that. So this is such an example to the students to ensure that better packaging can give you better earnings. Friends, coming to the next slide, please. Coming to the next, the main criteria, that the potential part. See, we have very, very good fruits and vegetables, as I told you. Some of them has got GI registration, geographical indication registration. Like pineapple has a GI. Meghalaya, you are from Meghalaya, the Khasi Mandarin has got a GI. Similarly, we have got GI for the ginger from Assam, lychee from Assam. Like that, every state has got few GIs. So if you can have a good packaging and really market those in a proper international platform, you can really make value out of it. So that way, the importance of packaging has got real significance. And our producers, which are naturally organic, as I told you in the very first slide, with a GI tag on it, can really bring a premium to the things. But all these things are not getting happened only because, there's a huge post-harvest losses. The processing with quality packaging can minimize the loss. And in that process, our farmers, our entrepreneurs can really benefit. So that is the main crux of the things. Next slide, please. The main crux of the things that in case you go for a good processing with a quality packaging, what we are talking about, advancement in packaging and all that today, can really give us a boost to make a benefit for the farmers as well as the entrepreneurs. Next slide, please. See, the value addition part, of course, we will not talk here about this, but only I want to touch upon here. The primary processing part has got a lot of significance for the Northeast. Cleaning, sorting, grading, and proper packaging can give best out of the lot. Because otherwise, what happens, the producers, whatever the beautiful producers we are growing, we are not able to get a good market only because of not having a good packaging. So that is the main thrust areas, and we should ensure that the volumes of the produce can go under primary processing, and sometime, of course, secondary or tertiary processing as we go on by proper branding and packaging can be marketed. Next slide, please. So this is just an example to show to the students here how best the processing can help and the proper packaging. Next slide. See, there are different processed products in the not only in the Northeast, all over the things we can produce. So all these produces or products, whatever we are making of the fresh fruits and vegetables or any other product line, we can only get the better exposure through its packaging and marketing. So value chain processing, how it comes, collection, aggregation in the Northeast, because our different processing are happening in the pockets. So you have to ensure that they're properly collected and then aggregated well, and they go for distributing for transportation vehicles in different areas, then go to the pack houses, packaging center pack house. The sorting grading will be done in the farmer's field itself, so that this can really fetch a good market. And integrated processing with packaging gives a boost on this. Next slide, please. So this is what I just want to sum up here. The branding, labeling, packaging, publicity, and certification of processing and handling facilities can boost our product line in a proper way from the Northeast. And we should also ensure that the farmers and also the entrepreneurs should have awareness campaigns, attend the awareness campaigns, and also disseminate the information, the bottlenecks, problems, and issues, and take the knowledge platform from feeds or other, and see that they are strengthening themselves to ensure the things in a better way. And as you know, the organic certification and GI tag can give them far benefit in the present scenario. Next, please. This is what the last slide. You can really do the marketing, and that has to come through packaging. The packaging and marketing significance is direction of goods from producer to consumer has to have a good packaging. And in case you want to really stand and sure to win the market, the means of ensuring safe delivery of products is a must to the consumers to retain your product line, and that way you can sustain yourself. Next, please. So this is what I want to conclude here, that Northeast, our producers has to be processed at our place only. So vocal for local, the present theme of the government has to ensure that in doubling farmer income, you go for processing in a better way, and probably can take some of the natural and safe packaging of the Northeast with the advancement of the knowledge from FIPS. With these few sentences, I just want to close over here and wish that your introduction with FIPS can give you a lot of inputs to ensure your sustainability in the near future. Thank you, friends.
Thank you so much, sir. We'll go ahead with our second technical session, which will be on the concept of food packaging and innovative technologies to enhance the shelf life of the food products. This presentation will be delivered by Professor N.C. Saha, Chairman FIPS, whom I have already introduced. Over to you, sir, Dr. Saha.
Thank you so much, my students and the faculty members and the delegates who have been listening and watching this program. As my previous speaker has spoken about the importance of packaging, I think I'll go a little more. When you talk about the food packaging, because as I said that when you say packaging, it could be food, pharma, cosmetics, and so on. But the food packaging becomes a special attention because it's more complicated and complex in nature. And the food is the product which we have been human beings swallowing. So every time you have to think about not only safe and hygiene and how best you can store and make the shelf life of the product. Next slide. This is just a picture to show that what are the products are available in Northeast. We get a pineapple. I think the Queen variety is very famous. We don't get this variety in Mumbai, and you can get only in Northeast. You got a banana and the jackfruit. I think the entire Northeast has got a jackfruit, which Mr. Bhattacharya was talking. That a lot of value addition product can be made. We can have a pomegranate. Next slide. These are the various vegetables. I think ginger is one of the product which is very much available at the Northeast. But all these fresh fruits and vegetables, when you talk, and immediately the importance comes the packaging. Next. Next slide. When you talk the packaging, it is not really just merely wrapping the product and put to the market. Today, it is a combination of a science, art, and technology. Why it is a science, especially in a food package? When you say the food products, the various food product has got a various science. So one has to understand about the science part of the product. If it is a fresh fruit, you have to understand what really the fresh food needs. That fresh food always needs a breathing. But if you see the processed food, it needs the barrier properties. So depending on the product nature, and you have to really decide about what kind of product and what kind of packaging you have to go. It also say art, because any product, once it is packaged, ultimate objective, you have to sell the product and gets the profit. But that's your main person is the customer. We always say that packaging is a need-based technology. And who is the person, the end user? That is your consumer. The consumer has to be attracted of the packaging. That's you have to knowledge of art. And of course, the technology, because there are many more technology which I'll be explaining today. And that goes that how best we can increase the shelf life. We also say that packaging is a tool and instrument for marketing. But overall, if you say the packaging starts from the production, distribution, transport, storage, retailing, and end use. And that's called a coordinated system of packaging. One cannot really say that my job is only to pack the product and sell to the market. It's not really true. You have to consider start from the production, distribution, storage, retailing, and up to the end user. Till this a particular batch of product has been consumed and wiped out from the market, you as a packaging technologist, your responsibility that how the product is really behaving and what kind of the feedback has come from the consumer. We also say it's an essential tool. Previous slide. It also said an essential tool for the product protection, distribution, marketing, and consumer satisfaction. Consumer satisfaction is the most important. As I said, it's a need-based technology. You can develop a new package, a new design, and you can launch to the market. But if you find the consumer is not accepting, then you have to really take out. There are many more examples. You find the new company is launching a new product in a new package. They have done a lot of money and they have spent money, but you find ultimately the consumer did not accept it. I'll not name the company. There was a company who started launching an Indian product something like a biryani, which is on hot food, and a lot of publicity was made. The food can be served in hot condition, but it was a different kind of package. The gimmick was given some kind of the reaction they were trying to do. So when you try the package, you touch the package looks like a worm, but it's not really it's not really true. So that kind of if you want to really something do this kind of technology or this kind of concept, that may not be accepted by the consumer. So ultimately the company has no way to take out that package. Next slide. This packaging, it gives basically two important functions. One, it talks about the marketing, and the second is called the logistic. When you talk about the marketing, immediately it comes in front of a package like this is the package of a tomato ketchup, where it gives the information. When he said the information, there are two different kind of information is coming. One is coming the statutory information, like the package has to give the information like what are the nutritional requirement. You find it in our FSSI, there is also a notification that if it is a vegetarian, you have to put a green dot. If it's a non-vegetarian, you put a brown dot. So all the statutory information has to come. It also talks about the labeling. It also says that like you find something, a marketing tool or marketing tricks, it say that buy one and get one free. All those information comes where? It comes on the surface of the package. So packaging, it's a part of the marketing, or we say the tool of instrument for marketing. It promotes the product to attractive graphics. Obviously, without good graphics, without good design, you cannot really attract to the consumer. So ultimately, your whole intention is to attract the attention to the consumer. Logistics, that's another important function. Where some noise is coming. The logistics is called its means of ensuring safe delivery to the ultimate in its safe and sound condition at minimum cost. Cost of the packaging should not be more than the product cost. As a thumb rule, normally the cost of the packaging within maybe the 2% of the total product cost. But it all varies, because if you go on a product like your life-saving drugs or the pharmaceutical, my colleague Rahul will talk on that, you find the packaging cost maybe go up to 7%, up to 8 to 9 to 10%. It all depends what kind of product. But as a staple food, when you talk about normally the cost of the packaging, we try to keep it as minimum as possible. But at the same time, there are certain product we find this definition does not really help. For an example, like cosmetics, you find the packaging cost may be something like 100% more than the product cost, because that is a product which is not an essential commodity. That's why when this marketing person, he sells the product, he say this is called health and beauty care products. And that's the way it goes. But when you talk about safe and sound condition at minimum cost, that means cost of the packaging, you have to try to keep it a minimum as possible so that it becomes affordable. Next slide. Next slide. This is a very interesting slide. I just want to show you. Many times we say that packaging, it's really adding the cost to the product. Yes, in one way it looks very true, because the product packaging has got a different layer of packaging. You have a product which has to be packed in a smaller pack called a unit pack, and then you bundle it and you put another pack called intermediate pack, and then you put a transport pack and it goes to the palletization and containerization, so on. So every layer or every stages you can keep on adding the cost. That's why people feels that packaging really adding the cost. But in reality, what we say that packaging does not add the cost, rather adds the value to the product. There are many more examples. If you take your mineral water bottle, which is coming in a PET bottle, normal water may not have the value, but the moment you packed it and bottled it and put a good labeling and marketing, the product cost goes up. I've just shown a picture which is called Nal and Gur. This is a product which is very much available in West Bengal. This is called date palm tree, which is called Nal and Gur. I think also familiar in the Northeast and Guwahati and other place. This is the date palm. When this tree, they put this feature, that matka, they just hang it, and overnight the sap is collected. The next day morning, all the sap has been boiled and make it in a highly viscous as a jaggery. Now the jaggery, which is called gur, in Bengali term called Nal and Gur, means new jaggery. And the shelf life of this product is only just 5 hours. The product has got high bricks, but the problem it gets fermented. So there is an organization and government of West Bengal called Bishwa Bangla, which comes under Khadi Gramodyog Sansthan. When I was the director of Indian Institute of Packaging, this was a project came to us, and our job was to increase the shelf life of the product. It's very difficult without doing any processing because you cannot change the taste or color or the any kind of organoleptic test of the product. So we started working on that, and there are many more options we tried. We tried with the tube, we tried with the bottle, we tried with the stand-up pouch. My friend is coming next. He will be giving more example, Mr. M.K. Banerjee, who has done an innovation on this tube structure. He has done some patented on the structure, but our intention was that different types of material, we have to really try with the product and how best we can really increase the shelf life. We didn't do anything. We just made a warm filling and started analyzing, and we filled with this kind of tube. The product shelf life, which was just 5 hours, it has increased to 180 days, 6 months. So that's an innovation which I am the innovator. Of course, this is with the right is with the Indian Institute of Packaging and the Khadi Gramodyog. You can see this tube is called Null and Good tube. In the Calcutta Airport departure lounge, you can find a Bishwa Bangla retail outlet. They have an outlet in Bagdogra Airport. And this is selling to the market. You will be surprising the cost. The normal rate when in November to February, the liquid jaggery is sold at the price of 150 rupees per liter. And this tube, which is just 100 ml, it is sold in the market at Bishwa Bangla at 70 rupees. So the cost of per liter has gone up to 700 rupees from 150. That's called the innovation, and that's called the technology and how really the packaging has added the value to the product and you get a better price. Next slide. We also say the food packaging as compared to any other product, it becomes very important because the main important is it gives the preservation, protection during storage, handling, transportation, and distribution. Next. It adds a symbol as a value. It also symbol as a value addition, a conveyor of the convenience to the customer. That's why the food packaging becomes more critical. Next slide. This is the slide which becomes very important, which is called a concept of food packaging. As my title says, the concept of food packaging. Why it is so important? Because there are many variety of food you find. You can find a fresh fruits and vegetable. You can have processed food. The fresh fruits and vegetables have a different nature, they have different behavior, different requirement, and different demand for packaging. But in the processed food also, there are demand different. So in the processed food, if you start writing down from A to Z, you find more than 40 variety of processed foods are available in the market. You start with A called aerated drink, B is a bakery product, C is a confectionery, D is a dairy fruit, E is an edible oil. Like that, you keep on writing, you get a 40 variety of processed food, which we will be all consuming. Very interestingly, different processed food has got a different critical factors, different nature, different behavior at the time of storage. So what the packaging has to do, when you select a proper type of packaging, we always say that there are 4 mantras. The first mantra is, who are you? That means you have to understand about the product nature. That will talk about the composition of the product. Let's say an example of a bread and biscuit. Both are made from wheat flour or maida. The bread has got 36% moisture. It's a very soft crumb. So you like it. But at the same time, the biscuit, which is got a 3% moisture because you need a crispiness. If both the product, if you keep it in outside, one product is trying to release the water and your crumb becomes dry, you don't like it, the shelf life has gone. On the other way, the biscuit, it picks up the moisture, it becomes soft, soggy, stuck to your teeth, you don't like it. So question is that, what is the ingredient of the product? How the product was manufacturing, that means the processing, what my previous speaker was talking, the processing and the ingredients, all the details one has to know as a packaging man, that's called who are you. The second comes the how are you, how the product gets spoiled, that is during storage. What is the behaving with the storage, with the environment? As our chief guest was talking about, yes, the contamination of the insects or the microbes, the different product, the different behavior. The whole important is how the product is spoiled. In the processed food, there are certain products which may be a light sensitive, which may be gas sensitive or moisture sensitive. So you have to think of that, how the product is spoiled. Accordingly, you have to choose or select a particular packaging material or a design comes. Third mantra is the where. That means where the product will be sold. The food product will be sold in Mumbai, where is it near to the sea, the environment is a high humidity, always it is a 70% humidity, or it will be sold in Northeast or maybe in Jammu and Kashmir where the humidity is less, but temperature is less. So the environmental condition, mainly your temperature, relative humidity, light, all these affect, that has to be considered where to be market the product. And the last is how long you are really looking for the shelf life of the product. Is it for 1 day shelf life or 24 hours or 48 hours or for 7 days, 10 days, depending on the number of days you are looking for your wish list, you have to really think and design of the per different kinds of packaging design. So the concepts say that one has to understand that if you know who, how, where to pack, where to sell. First is who are you, that goes about the product nature. How are you, then how the product gets spoiled, where to sell the product, and how long, what is the shelf life you're looking for. Within this food information, you can really do a matchmaking about the different types of material and different product and see that how can achieve your target. Next slide. There are various innovative technology has come, fresh and processed food. I'll not go all the detail. Next slide. There are food product, as I say, the fresh and processed, both the who are you is different. When you talk who are you, the fresh food say that I am a product of mango or a jackfruit or a pineapple. I am really looking for a breathing. So you need a breathing advantage or a breathing facility to be provided to your package. But if it's a processed food, this is looking for a light barrier, gas barrier. So altogether, the critical factors, the how the product gets spoiled are different. So there are technology has already come. There is a film is available called breathing film. It's depending on the respiration rate of the different fresh fruits. You can really develop a film in such a manner that it only allows the diffusion, but it does not allow the leakage of the film. And that depending on the respiration rate, you can really structure the film and you enhance the shelf life of the product. There are certain tray has come from an environmentally friendly called molded pulp tray. You have seen the egg tray and apple tray is coming. There is an EPE called expanded polyethylene. There's a bag is called lino bag, which is a substitute of jute bag, because jute sometimes it gets wet and it starts growing the fungus. So you can have a plastic netting bag called lino bag. And of course, corrugated fiber board box is a very old technology and the evergreen technology. You can have a tray and box. There are an active packaging. This is an important, many times you find the edible oil, it gets spoiled because the oil is a fat and it gets oxidized when you are really storing it in a high temperature and high humidity. So many times we can put your antioxidant inside the film. We can also put some kind of the silica gel, which is called moisture absorber inside the package. And these are called active packaging. Modified atmosphere packaging, where inside the package you have a 3 gases in the atmosphere, the oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. In the different combination we have 78.42% nitrogen, about 20%, 20.83 oxygen, and 0.02% carbon dioxide, and rest is your inert gas. But this combination of 3 gas, oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide, you can change over inside the package and you can increase the shelf life. We have done a lot of study and we find the product shelf life, for example, the raw meat, which is normally at 3 days, but the MAP technology, the shelf life can go to about 9 days. There's a company in Calcutta, we have done a cooked food where your chicken biryani or makhan biryani or your fish curry can be increased by the MAP technology almost after 10 days shelf life. We have a controlled atmosphere packaging technology where you can control as a chamber like a refrigerator. You put your fresh fruits and vegetables and you can control the gas diffusion inside and outside and you can change over it. There is also a technology called smart and intelligent packaging, which is the need of the hour today. How best you can make your packages intelligent. There is something called talking the package. Your package will have some electronic chips and that will help you how long the product will be shelf life. That is called spoilage indicator, whether the fruit has been already ripened or not, called ripening indicator. There's an RFID tag. All this comes embedded with the film on the package, and that's called smart and intelligent packaging. These are a few of the technology. When you to the next, will come to your university that the students will interact. We can give you the explanation. We can give you certain sample and show you how really the technology is functioning. Next slide. Next slide. These are some of the picture. It's called expanded polyethylene. It helps you with the cushioning. That's why your apple or a mango, it will not get during the handling. It will not have a, due to the friction. It will not get spoiled on the skin. So that if the skin is black in color, then the value goes down. Next slide. This is just a package, very much. The left hand side, the potato, which is packed in a bag as a substitute of jute bag called lino bag. On the right hand side is called nylon, called netlon bag. This is and there's a corrugated box. And everywhere you find the provision is given breathing. So you're giving a hole so that the fresh foods can do the breathing. Next slide. Next slide. This is few of the technologies like canning, retort, aseptic, vacuum, and gas flashing. Canning is one of the technology in 1870 technology when the Louis Pasteur started boiling inside a can, inside a metal container. The product can be stored for almost 1 year to 2 years. Even today, we have been using canned food. We have all the baby foods come in a metal container. We have a retort packaging. The same canning we can put into a flexible packaging just to reduce the cost. But there will be 3 different layer of combination of film, and we can increase the shelf life doing the same retorting, put the product inside, retort on a pasteurized it, high temperature. There's 121 degree temperature, 15 psi pressure for depending on the fruit, vegetable. Your processing time can be vary, but you can increase the life. Aseptic packaging, the example you find in the market, your fruity jumping, where the product is sterile, material is sterile, and the packing is done in a sterile environment. So sterile product, sterile environment, and sterile packaging is called aseptic packaging. A means no, septic means no organism. So there is no organism in the package, as the shelf life is more. Vacuum packaging, yes, inside, if all the air is taken out, there is no chances of oxidation, like your potato chips. Because the potato chips which are fried in oil, there's a chances of oxidation. So you take out all the gases, so the product becomes vacuum. But you have a problem because chips will be crushed. You can't sell into that market. So you just flush it with the nitrogen gas, because the nitrogen does not oxidize with the product, and that's called vacuum packaging and gas flushing. Next. Next slide. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, this is just a picture that this is a tin can where this tuna fish can be sold. Next. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Next. So thank you so much. If you have any question, we can take later on, but you can always visit us. Our website is www.f-ips.org. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. There are a few questions from the participants. We shall proceed with the questions after completion of our technical sessions.
Correct. Yeah.
So moving ahead, we have with us today Mr. M.K. Banerjee, Director Innovation and Sustainability Finance. I feel happy to introduce Sir. Sir is about to get present today about the advancement of the plastic packaging material for food products. Sir is an innovator and thought leader in the field of laminated and extruded food tube packaging and allied polymer conversion field, including painting and decoration. He worked with SL Propack Limited, a leader corporate in the manufacturing of the plastic-based laminated plastic tube, for last 35 years and superannuated recently. As Director of Creativity and Innovation in SL Propack, the job was to innovate unique and novel packaging structures and commercialize those at faster speed, and also to build the intellectual property portfolio covering all the patented and unique product. So has applied patent for 156 innovative product globally, and out of that 55 patents got already granted from various countries. We welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Smita. My slide, please. Next one. Yes. I'll be talking more about type of packaging, depending on what kind of food or the product we want to market. Definitely packaging is the vehicle for that. So we know currently there are Tetra Pak, there are metal cans, there are polyester bottle, and also you'll be finding there are multi-layer bottle, because polyester bottle itself cannot serve all the barrier property required to protect the product and also to achieve the shelf life. So you have multi-layer where you have PET or EVOH in it. Sometimes it is polypropylene and also EVOH in that to have oxygen barrier fully. There are tube packaging. This is very interesting what Dr. Shah was saying. We have developed the structure. I have patent on that. It is a tube packaging. Again, it is a multi-layer. Originally, it has aluminum and polyethylene. But the new generation, it doesn't have aluminum in it as a barrier. Instead, it uses EVOH, less than 5% weight by weight ratio, so that you can recycle and reuse back. To the bottom left, you can see, so these packaging called carto can. So it is more like a metal can, but the material is all plastic. Sometimes it has paper in it to give the body and rigidity, but the new generation carto can, it doesn't have paper in it. So it is all plastic. Yes, it has barrier, but the barrier is again less than 5% EVOH in it, so that you get a good oxygen barrier, and then also, you know, good moisture barrier from polyethylene. So this is some of the thing I gather to show you the possibility. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yes. Now, yeah. Now, broad categories of food and beverage item and new generation packaging ideas. These are basically idea we'll be talking about in few slides. Now, solid foods with moisture and oxygen sensitivity. This we need to understand from the product, what is the product nature, what is the product efficacy, whether it is sensitive to a particular group of external environment like oxygen or moisture or ultraviolet rays and all this. We need to understand that, and what it is resistance to. Because unless we understand this, maybe we'll be doing over designing, which may not be required. Over designing means it will add cost. And secondly, when it comes to recyclability and use back to original packaging design, you'll find that more complex you do, unnecessary, it will, not this one, the earlier one, please. Earlier slide, please. No, the first one, don't go so fast. Jitin, go back to the first slide. Earlier one. Earlier one. Yeah. Yeah. So now based on the quantity to be consumed, sorry, before that, if it is a shorter shelf life, we want to use it within days or month. It is very easier to select material accordingly. And also the container, if it is a rigid, it has to be a rigid container or it will be flexible. So you can select that. Based on the quantity to be packed or quantity to be packed and consumed in each time from a larger pack, so that also need to have a different design. I'll show you in the next slide, it is there. Because sometimes what happens, we pack say 250 grams or 500 grams or 1 kg, but definitely those will not be consumed at a time. Once we open the lid, we'll be using or scooping out every time, say 50 grams or 100 grams, and then it has to stay in open condition, even with the lid when the gas will be inside, 15 days, 1 month. But during that time, it can be either contaminated with the microbes and all these organisms, or it can go rancid or off taste through the presence of moisture and oxygen. So we need to understand that. For beverage, say PET stage grow molding, these are already established, but it has a certain shelf life. Then Tetra Pak, we already know it has a aseptic packing condition, and the material product, everything gets sterilized at the time of packing. So it has a 6 months shelf life very easily. Next slide. Yeah. So here, I just draw a concept this I have seen in Japan. They are very particular. They are obsessed with the freshness and taste of the particular portion pack. So what they do, they have many portion packs where it is suitable for one particular serving, either for cooking or consuming, and multiple of that, maybe 10 or 24, depending on what size, that they pack in a jumbo stand-up pouch. If it is a flexible, not biscuit type, these are more like pasty kind of product or dry, so that you can open the zip, take one pack, consume. So the remaining packs, portion packs, remain fresh all time. So they are obsessed with freshness. This is one of the very unique concept. Next. Yeah, so here, I designed this thing here, and we have a patent on this from SL. Of course, I am the innovator. So this we developed here, design developed, and we have given to China. So this particular tube format goes from China to Australia. The Gourmet Garden, they are very famous. So here they pack all the condiment, ginger paste, these are all basil, coriander, chili. This has a shelf life, but generally they keep it around 8 to 12 degrees centigrade, refrigerated van. And this goes all over the world. They pack in in Australia, but you'll find in London, US, everywhere. Next slide. Yeah, this is some of the, again, these are tube packs. So every time you squeeze, and because of pasty in nature, it has a positive dispensing. It doesn't have suck back. So every time you squeeze, you get the fresh product, and whatever you need, you squeeze out, something like a toothpaste. But depending on the particular product and consistency and viscosity, we can have different structural design. Next. Yeah, so this was my small little presentation. These are only ideas, but once we sit together and brainstorm, we can have many, many ideas and packaging format. So basically, the current trend would be, we have plastic. Yes, it is not paper or it is not metal. It has a plastic which is lightweight, but depending on the nature of the product and how long we need to conserve it, shelf life, and also how the consumer behavior, how they will be using and all this, we can have a custom-made packaging structure with plastic. But these plastic are new generation, single-family plastics, where it is easy to recycle and reuse. So that is the theme I would like to leave with. So it is reusable plastic, but because of the food product, it may not go on the contact layer. Still, that restriction is there, but it can go to the middle layer to outer layer, and this is already being done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving ahead with our last technical session, which will be made by Mr. Rahul Bhargava. I feel happy to introduce Mr. Rahul Bhargava, who is a Chief Consultant Innovation FIPS. He is a qualified packaging technologist with over 32 years of chronicle success and significant contribution in R&D and pharmaceutical packaging at Sun Pharma, Ranbaxy. Currently, Sir is ventured into packaging consultancy for technical service for end-to-end pack design. I shall now invite Mr. Rahul Bhargava to make a presentation on food safety and regulatory aspects. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Madhusmita. Nice introduction. Good afternoon, friends. We at FIPS are delighted and honored to be associated with the USTM. I hope that this session will help you gain knowledge on packaging regulations and its importance for food sector. Packaging not only provides protection to the product, to the food product, I would say, against physical damages, but also protects against degradation and microbiological contamination during handling, storage, and transportation. Hence, constant research on innovative packaging materials, science, systems, and machinery, along with environmental friendly packaging, forms a core part of our foundation. We at FIPS offer following services. Slide 1, please. Jitin, first slide.
Jitin, slides.
So he started screen sharing. That's what is appearing. Then your, you can put the slide,
Carry on.
please.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is coming.
Yeah. So as I was explaining, we at FIPS offer following services. So the first one is the development of novel packaging for consumer convenience and brand building. Like whatever products are there, some novel packaging is required. Maybe we have a lot of products which are almost identical, but it's only through packaging that you can have some novel design or some convenience factor which can be built in, which will attract consumers. So these are the novel packaging things that can be developed at our end. Then we also talk about the product freshness and stability. Many times, I mean, as we all know, food items, they have a limited shelf life. In case we are looking at increasing the shelf life, earlier we used to have milk which will, spoil in 24 hours, 48 hours. Now we have packaging that will make sure that the milk is fresh even for 6 months or 9 months. So the product freshness and stability, these are some of the things that we do. We help products stand out, with the graphics and designing and right kind of calligraphy and, color combinations that can be done. And the other thing is the dispensing, because many times we find consumers struggling to dispense the product, either to open the pack or close the pack. They keep on struggling. So how do we improve the product dispensing and some safety features, whether it could be some kind of protection for child safety and all. So those are things that can be built in at the time of development. And while doing so, we have to see that whatever are the regulations globally, either, I mean, whichever country we are working for that product, whether it is India or, Middle East or Western countries. So looking at the global requirements and global regulations, we design the packaging accordingly. The other offering is about the sustainable and cost-effective packaging. See, ultimately, everything boils down to cost. How do you reduce? Because the manufacturer is looking at that packaging is only the additional cost. But as Professor Saab mentioned, so cost is one part, but we add value to it. So how do we improve the cost effectiveness of our packaging and offer sustainable solutions, environment friendly packaging, which for easy to recyclable. These are some of the things that we offer. And of course, we reduce wastages, or how do we improve productivity on shop floor, utilizing the machinery to make sure that we have less of wastages. These are some of the things that we offer from FIPS. Now coming to the subject that we have to discuss today. In the next slide, please. Yeah. Given importance of food sector and the safety aspects surrounding it, there have been several laws that that govern the packaging sector. In good olden days, we had FPO, PFO and EGMARK and other things, but government of India in early 2000 they introduced food safety and standards regulation, and that has been upgraded, and now in 2018 we have a fresh with the new rules and regulation where the importance of each and every aspect related to packaging has been covered, right from the primary packaging and migration and heavy metals and other things which impact the product, till the last about the labeling part also. I'll just take you through some of the slides which will show you what all things have to be taken care while designing the packaging for a given product. Now, number one is in this 2018 regulation, the Indian standards have been specified for food contact, whether it is a paper board or metal or plastic. Each and everything has been covered through the Indian standard. So you have to see that whatever packaging materials are being used, they qualify and meet the requirements as specified in Indian standard. Then there are some suggestive packaging. They have been identified that you can use only these type of packaging for these kind of products. Another thing which is very important for food items is the global migration test. And this test talks about the migration not only from packaging material to food item, but from food into the packaging. So it talks about both types of migration that is taking place. And for this test, basically, there are 4 simulants which have been identified, which cover most of the food items that are available globally, and we test them and at multiple temperatures. Some we do at 40 degrees, some for hot items like coffee, tea and other things, it's done at 70 degrees. And these are simulants which are used for this testing, and which which tells us how much of migration has taken place, and there are limitations, limits which are fixed for this. The total migration should be less than 60 milligram. That's what is specified. So all food packaging items are to be tested, and we have to ensure that the migration is less than 60 milligram in totality. And for specific categories also, they have specified that it should be less than 10 milligram or 5 milligram. Those are all specified. Another thing which is very critical is for the food contact plastic. Now here the heavy metal test. So how much of heavy metals are there in the packaging material? These are covered in Indian standard 2771, and the various heavy metals like barium, cobalt, copper, iron, lithium, manganese, zinc. So there are limits for it. We have to ensure that per kg we don't exceed the limit. That's how the packaging materials are tested, utilized for packaging of food items. Next one, please. Next slide, Jitin. Yeah. The other thing is the folding box board. This is also very critical. Again, here the Indian standard is there 1776, which is applicable for dry food and wet food. Again, the heavy metals like cadmium, chromium, lead, and other things, there's a limit for it. We have to ensure that we qualify our paper boards which are used for packaging of food items, maybe cakes, pastries, or any other milk products and all. Wherever the food paper board is part of the primary packaging, we have to ensure that it meets the requirement for usage. Then, there is a prohibition that we cannot use recycled plastic for manufacturing of food contact. This is part of the regulation, but globally there are like in US and in Europe, they have a specified fine. You can use 10, 15 or 20% of recycled material, but recycled material is also as good as virgin material. They test it, qualify it, and then start using. I mean, this is one of the ways to ensure that we don't use excess of plastic or try to use the recycled plastic. So right now in India, the law says that we cannot use recycled plastic, but yes, the trend is there that you start using recycled plastic as in the Western world. Maybe in time to come, our regulations will also change that if we produce good quality of recycled plastic, we start using it in some percentages, and at some point it may come that plastic is 100% recyclable and the quality is as good as the fresh material. We can use even 100%. That day comes soon. Then there is a general purpose wrapping for food items. There's Indian standard 6615, and corrugated boxes, it's Indian standard 2771. So these are some of the Indian standard we have to follow for qualification of our packaging material. Another thing which is very critical is the printing part. When we know that all packaging materials have to be printed, because all the apart from aesthetics and branding, we also need to have the regulatory requirements fulfilled through the printing. So inks play a very important role. Now, this is also covered in the new regulation that as per Indian standard 15495, we have to see that the inks that are used, which are in, the right now, law says that you cannot have inks which are in direct contact with the food product. You can have indirect contact, like you can do the printing on the surface, and while the product won't be in direct contact with the ink. So there are regulations for it, because many times it happens that there's a migration can take place from ink to the packaging material, to the inside roll. Like you have the packaging materials in a roll form. If the printing is there on the outside, but it's wound, so it will transfer to the inside. There's a possibility of diffusion migration. There can also be a gas phase migration. So those are the things through. That's why the government and the regulations, they're very clear that you start qualifying your inks and testing them, and they are toluene free, and they don't contain ingredients which are harmful. So the inks have become very critical, and while it was always there in Western world, but in India somehow, because of cost reasons, and you couldn't control many of the activities at converters or the printers end, these laws were not enforced in a stringent way. But now users have become they have to follow the rules, and have to take the certifications or the usage of right quality of inks. And it also talks about the getting the conformity, the certification from an NABL approved lab. These are some of the things which are related to inks, which we need to follow. Next slide, please. Yeah, this is on the labeling and display part, because as I said earlier, apart from content and the protection from the packaging, it's the display and the things which are required on the label which are very critical. And without having these kind of details on pack, you cannot sell your product in the marketplace. Your approvals won't come in. So you need to give the name of the product along with to nature of packaged product. You have to give the list of ingredients which are there, nutritional information, declaration regarding food additives, name and complete address, FSSAI logo and license number, lot expiry, and best before storage conditions, and if it is imported, then country of origin, and instructions for use. These are some of the things, and I mean, you have to go through the labeling guidelines. I have just picked up the things which are critical, and which you should know that these are the things which are must for having these kind of text covered on your packaging. And apart from that, one has to go through the labeling requirement, the licensing requirement from FSSAI, to ensure that you meet those requirements to start marketing your product. These are some of the things I thought I'll just cover briefly what the regulations for food sector are, both for packaging materials, inks, and the labeling and display part. So that's it from my side. We can always have questions on this and other sessions that we had during the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We have come to the conclusion of our technical session. Before that, we have lots and lots of questions from our participant. We are happy to, I'll be happy to announce all the questions in front of you. I'll put up all the questions in front of you, sir. The first question is from the Prometheus. Any development of using water soluble packaging? So any development on using of water soluble packaging?
I think, I think you can stop the screen sharing. All the panelists can come. Yeah. Yeah.
A question from a participant, Prometheus. Any development on using of water soluble packaging?
I can answer.
Yeah. MK, you want to say, or Rahul?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, also I'll say later.
Yeah. Okay. See, water soluble films, they have been in use at least for detergents and all, where you have detergent, liquid detergents, which are filled in water soluble films. As you drop the pods, they call it pods, pods into the water, the film dissolves and the detergent gets mixed. You don't have to scoop the powder and other things. You just pick up the pod and drop into the water. So those are water soluble films which are available in market, although they are not meant for, I mean, in my understanding, meant for ingress, or you can't consume them, or they are not edible. But of course, these films are there where these kind of activities can be done. MK can add. He
Yes.
has much.
No, there is some interesting product is there. You may know that. Yes, there are water soluble or edible. Of course, with the saliva it dissolve. There are film or strips are available. Case in point would be, the Listerine. That strip you can, just place it in your tongue and all this. It dissolve, and you get that freshness and all these things. Even there are edible starch, which Japanese, the sticky rice and all this, they use that. Those are all water soluble. And then this doesn't have any harm. But in a packaging, as a outer packaging and all this, we don't have any seen any usage so far.
I can just add on that water soluble film is very much applicable for pesticides. There are pesticides could be liquid and a powder form. Now the powder form pesticides, the farmers, they have an intention, they have a tendency always to use the packet and after cleaning to use that bottle. So instead of bottle, if it comes in pouch, you just enter the pouch inside the spray, and then it gets dissolved in the water. But the food product, as FK has mentioned, it has to be picked up. The reason is if you water soluble, if you make even edible coated, then again you need an outer packaging. So unnecessary you are giving more and more packaging, because we say sustainable approach. That's not really a sustainable approach. Can we write the question? Yes, Madhusmita, next question.
So the next question is from Atin Chaudhary. Is lithium a heavy metal in the list? How do we define heavy metal and relevance of this metal in the legislation?
The lithium is used for engineering. It is to make grease and all this.
Yeah.
We use lithium grease on a bearing for this. They call it lifetime greasing. There's a bearing enclosed from both sides. We put lithium grease and all this that way. So definitely it is a poisonous material.
Yeah. No, I think his question is to the slide what Rahul has shown. But I think Rahul has shown this is related to the corrugated or paper. But in plastic, that 8 heavy metal content which has been called, lithium is not listed. Yes, I agree to that. Yeah, lithium is not listed.
It's not part of it. I mean, we only showed what the regulation says for plastic or what for paper board. So there are limits to the heavy metals that should be present or that is permissible. So we have to ensure that whenever we test our packaging material, they qualify and meet the regulations.
So the next question is from Martin George. Will you recommend paper honeycomb outer packaging for safety of the product?
Paper honeycomb for outer packaging? Not really, because I can answer to that. There is no need for honeycomb, because if you look at the corrugated box, the flutes which we use, that flutes is basically to provide the cushioning properties. So there are many types of flutes. We get a broad flutes, A, B, C, Zumbo flutes. So instead of making an honeycomb structure, you can have a different kinds of flutes. In fact, today, all the refrigerator, you have seen that the corner blocks, earlier it used to be in a thermocol, or that thermocol has been removed. Now we are using pad, which a pad is made from a Zumbo flute. The Zumbo flute, why? The broad flute, which is giving you a cushioning properties. So there is no question of honeycomb on the outer packet. Instead of that, you can have a Zumbo flute kind of structure or corrugated box to provide the cushioning. But yes, the honeycomb will come where? Suppose in the outer case, you have a glass bottle and you want to put a, let's say alcoholic beverages, you have a 10 bottles or 20 bottles, you want a slotted carton. There, of course, you need an honeycomb structure. But honeycomb structure, that does not give you any improvement when you go to a glass bottle, but that gives you helping for the segregation and sorting. But if you really want a cushioning, then you have to go for a Zumbo flute, kind of a broad flute, which gives you the cushioning properties in the corrugated box.
Yeah. I mean, only I want to add one point. Honeycombs are being used for within the carton, where, multiple container, say tube packing or aluminum tube, where otherwise it may, during the transport, it can get collapsed or something. And once it collapses, you cannot fill the product, because then concentricity goes. We call ovality. So there we do use honeycomb, but not definitely as a outer carton.
The next, someone is asking, like the participants are asking for the slides after the event, sir, whom they will contact. Apart from that, one of the participant is interested in working on common solution for the packaging material or ink coating, sir.
MK want to say common solution. I think that's the research.
That is
all working.
Yeah. Ink coating, and what you want to achieve with that, barrier or something, or only for decoration. So we need to understand that. There are, if it is a surface printing, not reverse printing and laminated, there are UV curing inks, but inks has to be with the low migration. This is very important. And the inks has to be ITX free. All these things are there, in a regulatory compliance. But over and above the ink, it has to be a varnish. That varnish has to be food grade. So lacquer, what we call it, and that is also UV curing. Sometimes it is a water-based varnish. These are photopolymer, but it is water-based, but it is being cured by the EB, electron beam curing. So there are options. Once we know what exactly, we can offer more. There are vegetable inks that are, available, where if it is a biodegradable or biocompostable film or container, so there we cannot use organic inks. That has to be vegetable based ink, but that has to be protected by a UV lacquer on the top, in short.
So the participants are also asking for the slides, so whom they shall contact.
That will provide.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Moving ahead with the conclusion for the session. Now I shall invite Dr. Deboja Sharma, Associate Professor, Department of Applied Biology, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya, to make a concluding remark. Over to you, ma'am. Ma'am, please unmute yourself, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to conclude this webinar on technological advancement in food packaging, jointly organized by FIPS and USTM. So it was indeed a very interesting webinar, and I got to know many things and very interesting indeed. So what I want to conclude that potential and packaging and marketing of food product from Northeast region, which was the first presentation. So processing, packaging, and branding and labeling. So that is very important in the, which adds to the value addition. So as we know, Northeast is the hub of various natural resources. So we have to think of the processing, then we have to branding, labeling, certification, then better packaging means better earning, then value chain marketing, which is like from the producer to consumer satisfactory is the very important part. Then there comes with the concept of food packaging and innovative technologies to enhance self-life of food products by Dr. N.C. Shah sir. So we have come to know that emphasis on packaging, like production, transportation, distribution, storage, marketing, and consumer satisfaction. So that plays a very important role. Packaging cost varies from product to product. Like packaging cost should be minimum, but should add value to the product. So that is very important. And it was one slide is very important, like which sir has given, like Nolan Gur, which self-life has increased to 108 days. And it is really very, indeed, a very commendable research. So concept of food packaging, like it follows the four like key points. That is who, how, where, how long. So who means the product nature, behavior, then how. We have to know the behavior of the storage, where is to be sold, depend on the environment, how long. How long is very important, that is the self-life of the product. So, and very important, what I have found is the intelligent packaging, which sir has said, like chief indicator, which will indicate like our food is ripening or it is like rotten. So chief indicator may come out with the innovative idea, like we can think of like to introduce in this like in the packaging, processed food production, then advancement of plastic packaging materials for food products by Mr. M.K. Banerjee, sir. So like packaging design is made based on product shelf-life, quantity, etc. So that is like custom-made plastic packaging. So we can like customized plastic packaging is very important. Then single-generation plastic, reusable plastic. Then food safety and regulatory aspects by Mr. Rahul Bhargav. So we have come out to know different laws, like what laws we have to follow for the packaging materials, like development of novel packaging for consumer convenience, product freshness, which is very important, stability, product standout, product dispensing, sustainable, cost-effective, solution, reduce wastage, and environmental friendly. Indeed, it's a very important for the packaging purpose. Now we come to know about the Indian standards, suggestive packaging for certain product categories of food, global migration test, heavy metal test, then folding paper box board for dry food or wet food, provision of recycled plastic for food materials, which is in India, like plastic, recycled plastics is not allowed here, which I have come to know, like labeling guidelines to be followed for marketing. There are various guidelines. We have to go through the guidelines for the labeling purposes. So in a nutshell, I conclude all this, which is a very interesting webinar. And I like thank all the speakers for enlightening us with the packaging and advancement in food packaging. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to know about these innovative ideas. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to the participant. Thank you so much. I think we are looking ahead, looking forward to have some physical program with USTM so that the students can interact directly with all the experts of our foundation, and we'll definitely visit your campus as our Vice Chancellor has told. And we are just waiting maybe another 6 months or maybe 3 months, once the vaccination is over, then it will be very comfort for everyone to travel and come to your university. Thank you so much once again for giving us an opportunity. And this is the first event, but we'll have a more and more event, but we'll hear from the university side, whatever way the Vice Chancellor direction, and we'll go on that. Okay. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'm looking forward.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I think our anchor has done a wonderful job. She's not a faculty only, she's a very good anchor. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Dr.
sir. Thank you so much, sir. We welcome you again to our university.
Both the professors, both the professors.
Yes, yes, yes. She's a very professional anchor. Yeah. Thank you so much, Madhusmita.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.